Hey, this is Corey from Reliance, and in today's video we're going to be talking about 5 tips for new preppers. Now, here on New Age Self-Reliance, we focus on being self-reliant, self-sufficient, comfortable. This isn't a doomsday prepper channel, okay? And so these tips are for people that are just getting started, that, that it can be so overwhelming. You see all of these doomsday preppers, you see all of these people that are completely off grid. You see people that have a homestead and they're growing all their own food, and it can be very overwhelming, and it can seem impossible to get to that level of preparedness, that level of self-sufficiency. And I want to break it down into small little parts, because honestly, most of us will never get there, right? Either we're not going to be able to afford to get there, we're not going to be able to sometimes we have to stay close to our family, and so just having 100 acres close to family doesn't exist. Sometimes 100 acres and where we want to live, close to our jobs, doesn't exist, right? And so this is a way to kind of break it down, get you started into it, and then you can take it as far as you want, all right? So I'm going to tell you all 5 are. I'm going to make dedicated videos talking about each of these things. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell, because I'm going to go deeper into all of these in future videos. But starting off with number 1 is I just want you to know that you're probably already prepared, right? If you have a fire extinguisher, if you have a phone charger, if you carry a phone charger with you, right? You bought that fire extinguisher just in case there's a fire, right? Hopefully there's never a fire, but if you need it, it's there. You've prepared for that situation. If you carry a phone charger on you, whether it's a battery bank or just a way to plug it into a wall, just in case your phone dies, that's personal preparedness. That's something that you either bought a separate charger that you could carry with you or keep inside your vehicle so that you had it with you at all times, or you bought a 12-volt plug for your vehicle so you could charge your phone while you're driving. These are all personal preparedness items that you bought just to make sure that your phone doesn't die, just to make sure that if there's a fire, you can handle that situation. These are all things that make you personally prepared. It doesn't have to be an underground bunker on 100 acres of wooded area, right? You don't have to live even if you do, if you live on a 100-acre farm, you don't have firewood. If you live on 100 acres of woods, you don't have much land to farm. And so, even if you have the 100 acres, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have everything you need. You know what I mean? You'd have to split it in half. Half of it would have to be wooded. Half of it would have to be farmland. And so you have to kind of balance out everything, right? It doesn't have to be that extreme. Having a phone charger, having a fire extinguisher, having emergency contacts in your phone that you can call if you need help, having a tow truck saved in your phone in case you need a tow truck. You have the number saved in your contacts. These are all personal preparedness items that most people have done or are going to do after hearing me talk about them. And so it doesn't take a lot to become personally prepared, and most people already are without even realizing it. Number 2, you can't prep for everything. Examples I have here are a zombie apocalypse, a nuclear war, and end of the world, okay? There's only 1% of the world that can afford to have an underground nuclear bunker fully stocked with every single thing we would need, not only for the nuclear blast itself, but the aftermath of the nuke going off, right? 99% of us can't afford that level of preparedness. So don't even bother worrying about it, okay? Again, these are those doomsday situations, a zombie apocalypse, right? The chances of there being a zombie apocalypse, slim to none. It's fun to think about. It's fun to explore it. It's fun to, October's coming up, and I'm probably going to bring it up in October just because it's fun to think about. It's a fun thing to do. I will never be prepared for a zombie apocalypse, no matter what I do. I just can't afford it. And even if I could afford it, like I said, there's no way of predicting or planning what's going to happen, right? There's no way of predicting or planning how it's going to spread. Is it an airborne thing, in which case I have to wear a mask all the time? If I don't know that day one and I'm not wearing a mask, I'm going to get it. Do I have to get bit, right? Do I have to, like, if they scratch me, like if I don't have this information up front, there's no way for me to prepare for what's going to happen. Same thing if it's the end of the world and all humanity comes to an end. You and I are humans. We're not going to make it, right? And so you cannot prepare for everything. So focus on the small things. Focus on what you can prepare for, because that's what number 3 is. Number 3 is start small and work your way up from there. How do you start small? Focus on things that have already happened to you, right? Have you ever gotten a flat tire? Do you know somebody who's gotten a flat tire? What would have made them either not get the flat tire in the first place, or what would have made it a lot easier to handle that situation? And then prep for that. Have you ever had a dead battery in your vehicle? You went to start your vehicle and the battery was dead. What can you do to prevent that from happening? Or what can you do to make that as easy and as comfortable as possible? What are some other examples here? Have you ever had a phone die and you need to make an important phone call, or somebody was trying to get a hold of you and they couldn't get a hold of you because your phone was dead? Again, if you have that charger, and keeping your phone charged means you can always call for help. And people that need help can always call you. If the power goes out, right? Power goes out all of the time, right? Somebody's digging and they hit the line, and now you have to deal with that for them to fix it. Sometimes it's only an hour or two. Sometimes it's half a day. Sometimes it happens while you're at work and you come home and all your clocks are flashing, right? And so it's knowing what has happened and then prepping yourself to either prevent it from happening or making it so that you can deal with it to the best of your abilities, right? And it can be as simple as keeping frozen pizzas in your freezer just in case you don't feel like leaving the house, right? If it's blizzarding out, if it's thunderstorming, if there's freezing rain and it's not safe to leave the house, or if you just don't feel like leaving the house because you just put in a long day at work, having those pizzas that you bought so that you can just throw them in the oven is personal preparedness. It can be as small as that, as small as just making sure you have pizza in your freezer that you can throw in the oven when the weather's bad, when you've put in a long day at work. Just having what you need when you need it so that you can be as comfortable as possible is personal preparedness. Okay? Number 4, prep for things that you can control. It is September 2024, the making of this video, and the upcoming election is on the way. People are very nervous about it. I can't control who wins the election. I can't control how people are going to react to whoever does win the election. I can't control if people are going to riot in the streets. I can't control if they're going to loot the stores. I have zero control over any of that. What I do have control over is making sure that me and my family are home that day. We're not going to be out at the Mall of America. We're not going to be out gallivanting. We're not going to be in high traffic areas. We're going to be at home, right? That day, we're staying home. The other thing I have control over is making sure that I have 4 weeks worth of food and water so that if they do riot the stores and the stores need 2 weeks to repair and resupply, that's fine. Shut down, take your time. I'm going to be fine either way, right? I have food stocked up. I have water stocked up. I have everything I need. So if the stores are completely closed for 4 weeks, a whole month, I'm fine, right? That's something I can control. If the weather is really, really bad out, right? I have tarps. If a branch falls, I can't control whether a branch falls on my roof or not. What I can control is how I deal with it, right? I have tarps. I have rope, I have tape, I have all these different things so that if something bad were to happen, I have what I need to deal with that situation to the best of my ability. Is it going to be perfect? No. Is it going to suck? Yes. But it's going to be better because I have what I need ahead of time, right? So don't worry about things you can't control. The other thing I could do is I could cut all of the branches next to the house so that nothing can fall on the roof, right? That is something that I can control. That is something that I can do to prevent bad things from happening. I can't control the weather. I can't control if the branches are going to fall or not, but there are things that I do have control over that I can make myself either prevent bad things from happening or make it easier to deal with if they do. That is what personal preparedness is all about. And number 5, which is the most important, I saved the best for last, is you have time. Okay? One of the things when people first get started in personal preparedness is they're like, I need like 1,000,000 things tomorrow. No, you don't. The worst thing that you can do is just get into crippling debt because you feel like you need all of these things today. Yes, I have affiliate links in the description box down below. Yes, I have a store that you can check out, an Amazon store that you can check out to see if there's things in there that can help you, but do not go into crippling debt, right? You have time to save up money. You have time to do your homework and your research. When you click on my affiliate link, you don't have to buy anything, right? Yes, I get a commission for the things you do buy, but you don't have to buy anything, right? You can just look at what's in there. And there are things that are in my Amazon store that are perfect for me that might not be worth anything to you, and that's fine. Do your homework, do your research, look it up, figure out how much things cost. Make sure you're comparing the cost of the things that I'm linking to the other things that might be a little bit cheaper but can accomplish the same thing. Maybe you need something of a higher quality. Maybe I have a lower quality because that's good enough for me, but you need a higher quality. Make sure you understand what the quality levels of everything is, right? Take your time, save up money, take your time, do your homework, research, evaluate, learn as much as you can before spending that money, because there is not a kit that you can buy, there is not an item that you can buy, there's not a program you can get into that's going to make you personally prepared. Only you can know what's best for you, and only you know what you need, right? And so I have a video that I will link to right here talking about how to get started and you prepping for your fears. What are you scared of and how do you get started? I will link that right here. Can't wait to see you on that video. Thumbs up this one if you're excited for more, and I can't wait to see you on my next video.